Welcome to the Divine Channel. My name is Siobhan, and on this channel, we receive messages from Spirit. We bring them straight through to you. And today, Spirit has been talking to me about big cat energy. In the span of about 3 hours or so, they showed me leopard energy, panther, cougar, and just now sitting down to talk about this, I have an animal deck that I used in a client reading not too long ago, and I looked on the bottom, and of course, it's the lion. Big cat energy doesn't want to focus, but big cat energy nonetheless. So I figured, why don't we get some messages on this, whatever this message is that Spirit's wanting to bring through. The other thing that they were showing me was the lighthouse. They were showing me the symbol of the lighthouse over and over and over again, and with a couple of different meanings. So the first meaning that I associated with the lighthouse was like this projection of light, shining the light for others so they can find their way. Being in an isolated spot is also what I'm now realizing is connected to the energy of the lighthouse, because they are far away and out in these sort of isolated areas. They were showing me stuff to do with lighthouse caretakers, lighthouse workers, the people who caretake the light. And they kept giving me the word caretaker. And then when I saw the lighthouse talking about like lighthouse workers, I was like, oh, caretaking. So caretaking of the light. And the hope that this light inspires for sailors who might have been away from home or out at sea for months on end, seeing that light was a beacon of hope. So I'm wondering if there's a connection between these two. I feel like there is, but I'm still not sure why or how. Initially, as I ask this question and I tune into the similarities and the differences between those two, big cat energy and lighthouses, the first thing that comes to mind is power. Because all the big cats, the feline energy is powerful. And when I think about the lighthouse, same thing, very powerful. And it requires a lot of power to run that lighthouse and to upkeep it and to maintain it. I'm realizing they're showing me a cat right now cleaning itself. Maintenance. I was thinking about that. Actually, I just got out of the shower, clearly. And I was thinking about that in the shower. I was thinking about how that's something that's infinite. We never stop maintaining something, whether it's ourself, our cleanliness, our hygiene, or it's something else. It's like maintenance is an ongoing thing that never really ends. You know, like you do the dishes and then they get dirty again because you use them and then you have to do them again. It's not like you do them once and they're done. So this could be talking about healing. Could be talking about shining this light and the maintenance it requires to be able to upkeep that power. I just heard power symbol. And they're showing me the symbol for, that's Venus. Thank you, Venus. I was like, that's like girl power, the power symbol for women. Feline energy does speak to me of femininity. Even male cats are still in that feminine polarity energy, in my opinion. And the last reading I did for the members on my other channel, It's Tarot and Beyond, was about receiving, getting into the flow. And we were talking a lot about divine feminine energy. So I kind of want to just get into this energy and see what comes up. Coffee Cup Oracle is jumping out at me, so let's use it. What is this message about big cats and lighthouses and power, maintenance? Yeah, maintenance of that power and caretaking the power. Okay, so we have the turtle coming out to start us off. The turtle, slowness and protection. Slowness and protection. And another protection message. We have the eye, envy and protection. The camera's having a hard time focusing on the cards recently, I've realized. It's not all the cards, but the cards I've been choosing, the cards I've been drawn to, or that Spirit has prompted me to use, the camera's having a hard time focusing on them. I wonder why. Maybe this is about focus, because we're talking about the eye. And the lighthouse is very focused energy. You have to focus that light. You have to direct it all into that direction so that it's bright enough to be able to shine out into the darkness like that. This double protection message is interesting. And big cats, the elephant underneath that, the elephant has been coming up as well. And I'm seeing this as a protector. Shining a light in the dark, the firefly. I just split the deck onto the firefly. Shining a light into the dark. Focus, maintenance, cleanliness, power symbol, Venus, healing. Venus rules beauty, healing, sensuality, physical pleasures, and again, that female principle. Okay, so, let me figure this out. I feel like the big cats are for protection. People in the collective I'm hearing. This collective, the people who I'm speaking to, not all of them. What do you mean? Not all are in need of protection at this time, but for those who are drawn to this message, they will receive protection from the ongoing onslaught of energetic residue. That's what Spirit just said. Ongoing onslaught of energetic residue. Shining a light into the dark. Okay, we have the gate, opportunities, and home. Don't focus on me, focus on the thing. Whatever. Okay, they're showing me a mansion right now. So I'm seeing like this huge mansion with this big wrought iron gate and these tigers. Oh, that's another big cat energy that I don't think I mentioned tigers. The tigers and lions and bears, oh my. But they're outside of the front of this mansion chained up and like guard dogs almost, but they're tigers. Some of you who were drawn to this message, but I'm wondering why only some? Why not all of the people who were drawn to this message? And they said some don't need it and some do. It's kind of a mixed bag, but for those of you who were drawn to this message, for all of you who were drawn to this message, you do need to hear it. Whether you are in need of this direct protection or not, you need to hear the message. Okay, thank you. They were insistent about that. I was like, okay. So you have protection around your home. They're showing me the eye and they're saying surveillance. What is this? Surveillance of the home, protection. They're showing me like a bubble of energy around your home. They're saying something about a land mass. Like the land underneath the home. Land mass. Maybe this is talking about Earth. A continent, they said. What? Okay, well, lions are from Africa. Continent. Elephants are from Africa. There's something about Africa. The cradle of life. Oh. And feline energy. That's the cradle of life. I know that the continent of Africa is where they've traced back our DNA, all of the DNA of humans on the earth to where it originated. And that is making me think of, in connection to feline energy, Lyra. Because Lyra, the constellation, is the cradle of life. And Lyrans have feline energy. Okay. Dance of the constellations. But what is this message about the home? They're just saying it's protected, it's protected. Dolphins, playfulness and cooperation. This is reminding me of Sirius B. And the gate may be a stargate if we're talking about constellations. Protection. But they're saying protection of the home. Maybe it's a frequency, protection of the home frequency. Hidden gem or pearl. I'm hearing manifester. Manifester? And horse, freedom and action. This feels very puzzly to me. The energy of this reading and of these messages is very puzzly. Oh, there's the bear. Strength and resourceful. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. What are we talking about though? Okay, they're showing me people coming together. That's kind of speaking to the energy of cooperation from that Dolphins card. People coming together. And they're saying communicating non-verbally. Maybe it's through body language. Animals, cats, they communicate through body language. They only meow really when they're kittens for the mother or to humans. So something about non-verbal communication. I'm seeing the dolphins, like how they have sonar. Well, the equivalent of sonar, basically. And they communicate through, well, it is verbal, but it's more in terms of frequency, isn't it? Because it's sound. Sound that travels through the water as vibrations. So communicating with vibrations. Go into this deck? Okay. Communicating with vibrations. And somehow there's protection. Getting shivers through my body. Protection. Again. Fair man. This keeps coming up. This card. The fair man. Dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. I saw Santa Claus. What? This reading is so bizarre. Okay. The fair man, and I saw a flash of Santa Claus with his white beard and his white hair and his rosy cheeks. Okay, now they're singing the song. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. They're showing me mushrooms. Like, okay, well, yeah, because shamans, the traditional story behind Santa Claus, or the theory anyway, is that it originated from shamans who would eat the Amanita muscaria mushroom, or one of those Amanita mushrooms, fly Amanita, that were red and white. And then they would just trip out and go into these altered states of consciousness. But the Santa Claus energy is also giving me surveillance energy because, like, if you think about it, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Crown, honor, and respect will come to you. Archway. Oh my God, the archway, the gate. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Archway. Come on. And the gate. The archway and the gate. What is this talking about? A portal. A gateway. And being perceived. I split the deck and we have two beware messages. Beware of greed with the pig and beware of great pride with the peacock. And I was seeing messages about pride and the different vibrational frequencies of pride. It can be positive or it can be negative. Not letting pride get in your way or greed get in your way. The boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. But I'm also seeing from head to toe, they said, and they showed me the crown and the boot from head to toe. Crown chakra, root chakra. Is there a peacock constellation? I just heard peacock constellation. I'm still trying to figure out how this all fits together. So just bear with me. Hopefully you're on the ride with me, and hopefully you're trying to figure this out too. Help me out here, because I don't know what the heck this is. Okay, the torch and the claw. The claw says, be careful, do not take risks. The torch says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Okay, there's something of a spiritual test here. A spiritual test when it comes to your freedom and your sovereignty. And making a wish. I'm hearing something about making a wish. For it to come true, you'll need to follow through in some way. And there's surveillance in some way, shape, or form around this wish. Someone can see it or feel it or sense it. Nonverbal communication. There's a vibration to it, and somebody's picking up on that. I'm still not sure if it's good or bad yet. I mean, being surveilled is kind of ominous energy to me, but it may not be. It may be neutral or benevolent even. But my question is then, why do you need all this protection? Or why is this protection energy here? Or why is it necessary? Because usually we don't need protection until there's something that threatens the security or threatens the safety, or something of value that is vulnerable. Maybe this is just talking about integrity, though. Like maybe it's talking about, because the warning here is beware of greed, beware of great pride. And this is a spiritual development lesson and a test coming along with that. Through the gateway, they're saying, through the gateway. Having the strength to be resourceful. To face some kind of fear. Fears, it says pregnancy and fears. And I was thinking how I got out of the shower and I was just kind of looking at myself and I was like, I'm really bloated today. I'm real bloated today. And I was like, I feel pregnant. Like, I'm not. I mean, like, not that I know of. But pregnancy, maybe it's like a wish around something. Someone's picking up on it. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated with this message because usually when I channel, it's very clear, it's very straightforward. I can see the pieces right away. I can put them together. And even when I can't, I'm intrigued or interested or curious about it. And so I'm kind of like more, it feels more fun. This feels a little iffy. This energy feels a little bit uncomfortable, which was not what I was expecting coming into this reading. But now that I'm really dipping my toe into it, diving into it even, dare I say, it's a little uncomfortable. Gavel, involvement with the law. I heard spiritual law. So that's the law of cause and effect, karma. Maybe this is, they said law of order. It's reminding me of law and order, but law of order. Non-local. And wishbone, a wish is granted. You see what I'm saying? I knew the wish energy was here because that's what I was getting. I didn't know where I was getting it from. I was just getting it. And here it is to confirm. So this wish needs to be protected. That's clear. And maybe it needs to be hidden because you do have the hidden gem, the pearl. Maybe it needs to be hidden, needs to be protected right now. Because it's still in a vulnerable state. The pregnant belly's making me think of a baby, and it needs to be protected until it's not in that vulnerable state anymore. So maybe this is just talking about like not sharing your wish with other people because in communicating that, they may interfere inadvertently with the outcome. It doesn't, maybe. But I was getting this message about these vibrations and nonverbal communication, and somebody can feel or sense that wish without you even saying anything about it. So it's like if you're trying to hide it, it doesn't work in this circumstance because there's some kind of surveillance that is able to sense a vibration of some kind. I still don't know what they said. Destiny. Some people can read destiny. Yeah, somebody can read your destiny? Okay, we have an axe. Forces working against you. This is why there's a need for protection. Fears are part of this, though. So maybe there's a fear that something or someone is working against you. It's almost like paranoia. But then in connecting to that energy, feeding that energy, it creates it. So you got to be careful about what you believe in. The lighthouse is also just now giving me I'm seeing an association to the panopticon, which is, I learned about it in psychology. If I remember it correctly, it's basically that if you install a security camera in the center that can see all of the cells in a prison, and people perceive themselves as being surveilled, as being seen, they're going to start to self-govern. Even if you take away that surveillance, they're going to continue self-governing because you've kind of like programmed them to be aware that they're being perceived even when they're not. So maybe this is talking about self-awareness. Where do you police yourself? And is that good or bad? Maybe this is talking about some external energy that is aware of the vibrations that you're giving off, and you're needing to be intentional about how you move, what you do, who you connect with, how you uphold your frequency, your protection. The crown and the lion, I just realized too, it's like the king of the jungle. Sovereignty. Your personal power. It's your decision. The tower. Solid foundation and success with effort. So right now, it's about creating a solid foundation. And the leg, stepping into a new experience. The boot goes on this leg. Why were cowboy boots invented? Well, they would go up to the knee to protect the leg when riding. And they had a heel on them so that they could kind of lock into the, what is that called? The stirrups? Like the little foot handle things? I just heard stirrup galaxy. What? Okay, possibilities and paths opening up to you, new opportunities, stepping into new experiences, increasing your efforts to achieve your goals, a wish is granted, success with effort. It feels like you're moving into unknown territory. You've moved through some kind of gateway, and you are meant to close that gate behind you. I'm seeing that. They're literally showing me somebody moving through the gate, then close it behind you, and then keep going. And as you're moving into this new territory, they said there's guards at the gate. That's what, okay, good, that's good. That's that feline energy again. Guardians at the gate. Stargates. Horseshoe, good luck. October. I'm hearing Oktoberfest. Okay. Lobster, financial pinch. So getting out of some kind of a financial pinch. We also have January. Sorry, February. But January and February. Well, I'm filming this at the very end of February. Four-leaf clover, great good fortune. So there's definitely good luck here. The wishbone, the horseshoe, the clover. There's a lot of good luck here. But there's been kind of like a need to check your progress. Maybe this is why there's observation happening. So maybe you're not being surveilled and you just need to surveil yourself. But the gavel and that energy of the eye is also kind of reminding me of like somebody who's watching you and then you get a restraining order. I don't know. I hope that's not literal. I really hope that's not literal. But this is a bit of an elusive energy because like I said, I can see it sort of, but it's not clear. I can feel it, but it's not super clear. There's warnings here, but there's also a lot of good luck, protection. And this was something that Spirit was talking to me about the other day, and I mentioned it in one of my previous readings on my other channel, is that good luck isn't always something that comes to us in the form of something that we manifest or something we get that we wanted, like a wish granted. Sometimes good luck and good fortune is avoiding something bad that you'll never even know about. You could be wandering down the street and all of a sudden somebody was running up with a thing to stab you and the police come and they grab that person, they take them away and you're none the wiser. Obviously, that's a very hyperbolic example. But you know what I'm saying? Like you don't see the protection that goes on behind the scenes spiritually. And so I guess your role here is probably just to beware of how you're operating and not allowing fear to worm its little way into you, because fear can be quite insidious. And especially with lower vibrational energy, people working against you, envy, anything like that, any ill will, it can't affect you if you don't let it inside, whether it's inside the house or inside your mind. It can't affect you unless you let it inside. And if you've let it inside, then you've chosen unconsciously or consciously to give consent. Your free will, these laws of the universe, the law of free will, the law of awareness, law of consent, law of order, law of karma, all originate from the law of one. And if you choose not to pay attention to that negative energy, or not that you're not paying attention to it, maybe you're gaining awareness of it, but you're not feeding it. You're not contributing to the continuation of it. You're making a final judgment and you're setting a boundary, whether it's an energetic boundary or an interpersonal boundary. You're able to protect yourself. I feel like you've gone through a transition. I just saw the lobster, like when the lobster sheds its shell, it's kind of a slow process where they have to molt out of the shell and they're very vulnerable. So again, I'm getting that vulnerable energy. I feel like you've just gone through some kind of a major shift or an upgrade. It's that new child energy again, like that feeling of this beginning being still sensitive. So going slow, being careful right now is going to be your best bet. They just showed me like baby turtles, when they hatch out of the eggs, they have to make a mad dash for the ocean. And there's always seagulls and other birds of prey swooping around and keeping an eye on them because they want to get their lunch or their dinner. But I'm seeing Spirit protecting you as this thought, this idea, this new version of you, whatever this is, this transition, as you're moving from the egg into the water across the beach. You're protected, like in Moana, when she's got the leaf over top of the turtle and she's like shooing away the birds to help. There's support here. There is protection here. And they're saying, Spirit just said, to assuage your fears. So they want to get rid of those fears by having you be in an empowered stance, feeling strong in your frequency, understanding your role in this, which is first of all to be aware of it, because when we're aware of something, we're better able to control it. We're not control, but like we're better able to deal with it, to respond to it, to use our free will effectively. So this isn't like a ignore it kind of situation. It's like, yeah, you need to be aware of it, but not to contribute to that fear, like I was saying before, but instead to be able to confidently, not aggressively, just confidently be able to say, no, I'm protected. I am safe. I welcome this protection. I'm thankful for that protection. My wish is going to be granted. I'm very lucky. I have a lot of good luck here. Things are unfolding on my behalf. I'm being guided. I'm being shown the way. This idea is coming to life. This new version of me, this blueprint of whatever this is, it's strong, but it's still in a young stage. So kind of like do your due diligence when it comes to protecting it, whatever that means. And they're saying shining the light in the dark again. Shining the light in the dark may feel vulnerable because it attracts moths, right? Because especially if you're a single light, but if there's a bunch of other lights that are out there with you, safety in numbers, safety in numbers. Let's stick together here. The pod of dolphins, yeah, safety in numbers. The oyster and the pearl. I think I'll call this reading that, the oyster and the pearl. Even though it's taken 35 minutes to get to this energy. We were talking about big cats and lighthouses. There's something to do with the sea, because that reference has come up several times here. But the oyster and the pearl. Pearls are formed when bacteria, parasites, grains of sand, like any foreign substance gets into the shell. Sometimes the parasite will burrow through the shell to get to the inside. Other times it gets in right there, like through the crack. But the oyster has that protective mechanism where it deploys that substance that coats the irritant, immobilizes it, and makes it inert is actually what I'm hearing. Makes it inert. Slowing down time, something about that. Or maybe this process takes a long time. It's a slow process. The reason the oyster does this is because the inside of it is very vulnerable. It's soft, squishy. And so it has to have that internal mechanism of protection in addition to that hard exterior shell. But then what's created out of that irritation is the beautiful, valuable pearl. And pearls in spiritual symbolism can represent wisdom. And the bee. Got the bee. A lot of animal energy, right? Like the whole reason I sat down to do this reading was the felines, big cats. And the lighthouse, yeah. But there's something about that animal energy that's on your side. Zebra and the cobra. The king of snakes. And again, Africa. Mother Africa. I'm hearing mother. That's that Venus energy again. Empress could be significant. The birth of new life. I just keep hearing that. And there's the panther on the bottom. They were showing me the panther. And working with that panther energy, it's like ferocious power and purification. The panther is such a wonderful protector. So work with that panther energy. If you feel like you are vulnerable, or if there is some kind of negative energy that's being directed toward you, don't fear the negative energy. Do not cower before it. You stand in your sovereignty as the ruler of your creation, and you know that you're protected. Keep working at what you're doing. Success with effort. The honeybee is worker, worker, worker. Keep working at what you're doing. Keep your eyes on the prize, I'm hearing. Sights set on the light. Keep moving towards it. So if you're the one in the ship and you've been kind of lost out in the sea at darkness, or in the darkness, you're seeing that light shining and you're moving toward it steadily. And they just said this is a form of protection. They're drawing my attention to the light in the Panther's eyes, like how he's so... It's funny because when I'm looking into his eyes, I'm hearing the word serene. But when you see his facial expression, he doesn't look serene. He looks like ferocious, like don't mess with me. But maybe it's the peace that creates that protection, or the protection creates that sense of peace. So that you don't feel like you're this lamb to the slaughter. That's martyr energy. That's victim, victimizer, predator, prey. You don't want to be in that energetic harmonic. You want to be in the I am the sovereign creator being of my reality, because that's the truth. Anything other than that is a distortion of that truth, and you'll be operating under the laws of karma and the law of vibrational matching and all of these things. So you might as well use those laws to your advantage and stand in your power. Dragon, cosmic egg. Oh my God, that's powerful. Dragon and the cosmic egg. Let me see if that's going to focus. Yeah. I did hear a reference to Alpha Draconis earlier today. Let's read the dragon. Oh, I opened it right to Panther, so I guess we're going to read Panther because I literally just opened it right to Panther. Annihilation of the unnecessary and purging. Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating, but after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. Wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. Brighter place. When in balance, it's brave and productive. When out of balance, it can become self-destructive. To bring it into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. That message has continued coming up. Oh, and I turned it right to B as well. So we'll read that as a connection, because I was getting that energy with like work. Earnest, hardworking, democratic. The B personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bs love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once, feeling the vibration. Again, I get that sense. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then they sting. When in balance, it's content, active, and vibrant. When out of balance, overworked and annoyed. To bring it into balance, mini vacation. Mini vacation. Okay, let's look at the dragon and the egg. Right to dragon. Like, this is crazy, guys. It's just opening right, like it's right there to be seen. Boom, boom, boom. That's part of the protection. That's part of the good luck. It's part of those wishes being granted. It's being able to see something and have it presented to you. Bing, bang, boom. So the dragon, seeing one's most true self, balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. The watching, again, it's that watcher energy. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. I was feeling that, like witnessing yourself, watching yourself. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse, even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. And they're showing me that light of the lighthouse. And the firefly is here again. I shuffled it back into the deck and it's still wanting to come out. So the witnesser. Okay, so the one who's watching you, sure, there might be some negative energy watching you, but it's a version of you, because the law of one is everything is one. There's no separation. There is no other. It's just you. So maybe there's a judgmental side of you, a fearful side of you, or whatever. I'm not going to read too much into that, but yeah. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Sorry. The next page says the dragon and the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems. And that's why I said holy shit, because we have the hidden gem here. Just doesn't want to focus. Hidden gem. Oh my God. And the next thing it says, the city of hidden gems, and behind its gates, again, the gate, burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and outer dimensions. So it's talking about the solar plexus chakra. This is the chakra that is the I am. This is where we have the ego, the seat of the ego, the throne of the ego. But the ego doesn't have to be negative. The ego can be self-awareness as well. If we're operating primarily from an unawakened and unaware ego, then we're going to be operating from those unconscious divisive mechanisms, and the polarity will be shifted in not helpful ways. But when we have the ego in check and it works with us, when it's integrated and we can see the self observing the self, that's when we get to choose who we are. It's not like a byproduct of our existence. It's more of a choice. We can use our free will to shape our reality, ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we interact with the world. So observer consciousness is detachment from the ego and awareness of it at the same time. And I'm seeing this really being what stokes the fire. Sages and shamans, they mentioned sages here. I mentioned shamans before as well. It's like this altered state of consciousness where you can see a larger perspective, seeing beyond the ego. I just heard, okay, yeah, seeing beyond the ego. Let's look at the cosmic egg. Okay, there it is. Cosmic egg, completion, harmony, the infinite within the finite. The cosmic egg is the final card in the journey of the animal spirit deck, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace, we experience self-realization. This is the gem. Self-realization, self-realizing the self. The self is watching the self, watching the self. A sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arise within us, and the veils of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we will never get there, or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. I was saying, safety in numbers, you don't travel alone. You're never alone. Aloneness and the isolation of the lighthouse, the aloneness, the isolation. You're not alone. None of us are. That's part of the illusion of the ego, because the ego is the program that allows us to experience ourselves as separate. That's its base function anyway. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is a remedy. I almost wanted to say remembrance. That's why I stumbled over that word. Remedy for the fragmentation of modern life. Maybe this is a remembrance, an activation, a trigger for you through the eyes. They're saying through the eyes the eyes of the cat. Rawr. It's through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. Law and order, the contract. Yes. We hold on to life and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. I was saying that about the dishes. Like it's complete, but it doesn't end because the cycle continues. You keep having to feed yourself. You keep having to clean. You keep having to do these things. The cosmic egg and the seventh chakra. The subtle essence of the cosmic egg resides at the crown. Oh, the crown. Okay, now this reading's coming together. It took some time. One of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel energy from the base of the spine upward toward Sahasrara, which is the crown chakra. And I was talking about the boot and the root, the crown and the crown. From root to crown. Okay, gotcha. Each of the 6 lower chakras plays an important role along this journey, and once the final epicenter of consciousness is activated, it is said to radiate the light of 1,000,000 suns. That's the lighthouse. Holy shit. Okay, I'm just going to mic drop and leave it there because the cosmic egg is like the final card of this deck, and it's the final card of this reading, and I feel like that really summarized and brought things all together. I could go on and I could interpret it more and I could pick it apart, but I'm not gonna, because I trust you guys to be able to work with this energy in your way as well. And I trust that you're getting the message, whether it registers right away or not, it will integrate. Just like this reading didn't make sense to me in the beginning, but it unfolded into something truly, truly beautiful and quite magnificent. And again, I've got shivers. It's not gonna focus, is it? Focus issues? Why? Anyway. No force, what is it? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, for you are that other. And in this knowing, you are free. Yeah. Okay, guys, that's the message. I'll leave it here. I love you. I'm sending you lots of love, protection for your greatest and highest good from the inside, protection from the inside, and connection, because that connection, that remembrance, that awareness, that is truly our strength. We're not alone. We're all one. So I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Don't forget to check out my other channel. It's Tarot and Beyond, if you're interested in pick-a-card readings. If not, carry on. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. I'll leave you with that. Okay, bye.